listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV network. Now, the largest new media platform on the web and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith. Johnson.
From the AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AFTERBUZZ TV's Awake After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's Awake After Show.
Woo!
It's a party up in here.
It is.
Yeah.
Hey, everyone. Hello. We are here after buzzing about Awake, Season 1, Episode 3, Guilty. I am your host, Anna Koppel. Here with me,
Kristen Carney.
And Sean Overman.
Anybody.
Lauren Turner. And we're here, and it's so exciting.
And so Bing is for doing, and we're here doing it up, talking about Awake.
Are you guys nervous?
I'm just,
I'm
this
kidding.
music is going on for a really long
You
time.
can talk over the music.
You can talk over the music.
I've been trying to, and the applause, and just, geez, man. Anyway, the reason why this is very important is so that all of our listeners know. Please be rating and commenting us on iTunes and YouTube. It's very important so that we get more attention. We all have attention here, but so we also get more recognition on the internet, so we can bring you more shows. And everybody is a winner.
And remember that one time on iTunes, not that one time, but there was the comment where you guys do the best after show of Awake.
That is true.
Like,
even better than NBC's own show.
That's
Well,
what I'm
let's
saying.
not
I
kill.
mean,
I'm afraid every time we bring that up, we're gonna lose like 3
Yeah,
listeners.
we're gonna lose people.
They're gonna think we're cocky.
I should have never brought it up ever. I didn't mean it to be like that. But
Well, whoever wrote that though, thank you. That
Yeah.
obviously made us all feel really good.
Yeah.
So.
That was actually written last week, 2 weeks ago on the 8th of April, and we actually got something last week, which is pretty cool. If I could talk about this real fast, someone just said, "Good podcast." This is a good podcast to listen to if you've seen the episodes. And the cast is very insightful and able to pick up some of the little things that are present. I wish there were more podcast episodes. There are some episodes that are not discussed. Hey, guess what? We're doing that right now.
That's what we're doing. Filling it in.
So thank you, Unan Irwahan,
Thank
whoever that is.
So we're here buzzing away for you.
you guys also buzz so good that I watched Awake, the pilot episode, and I really, really,
That's
really
awesome.
liked it.
Gotti
Awesome.
watched it like 3 times. He called me and told me.
I don't like sci-fi or fantasy or whatever this kind of show is, but I like it. So you guys did something kind of good.
It's a good blend. The show's a good blend between crime and sci-fi stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, it's really interesting. I was going to bring up this point later, but since we're talking about it, I've noticed a lot more in news reports that they've been referring to Awake as sci-fi, whereas before it was NBC's new drama. And I wonder if they're trying to reframe it so that maybe it picks up a different audience, and they can go for another season.
Yeah, I think it might exclude some people because I know I'm not a sci-fi. You know, my genre isn't sci-fi. So if I heard sci-fi, I might lose it. So maybe it's good they did it halfway, because if they'd started out promoting the show that way, they wouldn't have viewers like me.
Right.
But maybe doing it now with the sci-fi, they're bringing in another half.
Right.
Because you're not going to lose me now because I already know the show.
Right.
Right.
That's a good point. Wow.
Shall we get into this
let's just
episode?
get into the
Shall.
episode.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's
Break
do it.
this down.
So let's always, we know that there are 2 different realities here. A red one, a green one. Perhaps they're both real, perhaps neither of them are.
We don't know. But this episode had a lot of the green reality. It was the majority green.
I would say it was like 75% green.
Yeah.
Which is Rex's reality.
I like that they don't do that on every episode, keep it split evenly. because then it becomes too predictable. You know you're going to have, 20 minutes in the green and 20 minutes in the red, and you kind of know. I like that they're not following a normal pattern, that they're not on a routine, which keeps it interesting.
Yeah, I agree with you. I
Definitely.
like that too.
Yeah.
Sometimes I get angry though about it. I'm like, where's the red? But this kind of started off with a bang. This episode, we find Clifton Powell, who I'm a really big fan of. Clifton Powell. I don't know if you guys ever saw the movie Friday, but
Oh, he was in Friday? I do not remember who he played.
Pinky, which is like this comedic character.
Yeah, that's in next Friday.
Next Friday. And I mean, in this episode, obviously, it's a dramatic series, so he's playing a dramatic character. He's playing a prisoner, and we find out that he actually is in jail because his son overdosed on drugs, and he's in jail for life for killing the drug dealer. So that's what we find out in the beginning. He also is on dialysis, so he's going through this dialysis process. So we see him with the nurse, and then he leaves his dialysis and
Makes his
basically escapes from confinement.
Yep.
I think something worth noting there, and maybe it's just wordplay, maybe it's another clue, but in reference to getting his new kidney, John Cooper tells the guard, he says, "A man can dream, can't he?"
Ah,
And,
wow! I
you're
didn't
right,
catch
he
that. That
did
was
say
really
that.
good.
He did say that.
And
Nicely
then
done.
the guard even responds, "Yeah, well, keep dreaming."
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know.
It's the green reality.
I love
the
that.
dream.
I love the play on words.
Is it?
Mhm.
I don't know. Please go. I feel like I
Oh,
cut
no,
you off.
that was
Oh,
perfect.
yeah.
I mean,
okay.
so yeah, I mean,
You know-
he escapes, and Sean, take it from there.
What's actually really interesting too in the green reality is so Brighton, whatever. It was funny that his name's Brighton, and it kind of sounds like Britain, and he's a British actor. That's just a little side note. Funny.
Spelled
So-
Britain.
His name is Britain. It's not
Yeah,
Brighton.
it's
I know, but it's so similar to
No?
so that so
Okay.
just a little side note, little connection there from the Overman world. So it's interesting how there's like some ethical implications again in this episode with the his old partner Jim coming in, and is it right for someone who like Cooper's character, is it right for him to try to escape? Should he stay in jail and try to like write it out and like do the whole like, oh, I want to do an appeal, this is what I think happened. But no, of course he takes the more drastic extreme measure, and he tries to escape. So we encounter the old partner of Brighton's, Jim Mayer. Was it Mayer or Mayhew? Mayhew. I think that was his name.
The dad from Boy Meets World.
Yeah. that was really cool to see
Looks
him.
rather old now.
Oh man, his
unfortunately.
hair has went from like
I was
brown
wondering
to
what he was
white.
from.
Yeah,
I
he's
couldn't
the
figure it
dad
out.
From Boy Meets
And
World.
Glad you said that.
he's just like, he looks so different now.
He does.
It's
But-
always like really disturbing to see your childhood memories in like these really just different roles. I can't get
Mhm.
over it.
Yeah.
Like Patrick Dempsey as a drug lord. I
I
can't.
know.
It's not gonna happen. Doesn't. Anyway.
It's
I
also
li-
that
I
you
like the
see
way-
these actors have to keep working to pay their bills.
I know.
I
right?
know.
Weird.
I get it.
But like, you can't age. No, don't do
Yeah, so it goes on, and obviously we know that Cooper was arrested before by Britain. We go to Rex and his coach, for tennis, driving along in their car. They get bumped in the back, and bam, it's Cooper. He's there. We don't know why, to go ahead and kidnap Rex. Okay, and as it goes on, let's see. Let me hand it off to you guys. Did you guys notice anything about that scene?
Well, I'll make a
Anything
comment on
interesting?
something in the meantime while
yeah.
you're doing that. I don't think the wife matches to what I want the wife to look like. Anybody else on that?
Really?
The
What-
wi- I don't know. She just doesn't seem. This is me only watching the pilot. I don't know how perfect she matches up in episode 2. I'm sorry, or 3 or whatever. But I didn't like her as the wife. She did not. She looks really young for him or something. Something
She's
didn't go for me.
beautiful.
I
She's
agree-
beautiful, but
She's
I
beautiful.
agree with you, Ronnie.
well, that's why I like you.
I do agree, and I've kind of tried to keep my mouth shut because I sometimes seem to see the negative things, and I haven't really said anything, and she's growing on me a little bit, but it does seem a little bit forced. It doesn't seem totally natural.
Mm.
But
Well, the other thing, and forced, unnatural, and I don't know if this is something else that we're supposed to be picking up on, but I mean, is she on ecstasy? I don't know, like, um, but she just always seems like so blissful and peaceful.
Yeah, she has a very
and
calm
Until she
monitor.
thinks about Rex, and then she gets all.
She gets sad.
She
a little
gets
bit.
sad,
It's
but
she-
she's just like, you
she's-
know, I think we should move to Oregon.
Yeah, she's
and then
not
it's gonna be
really.
okay.
She's
Yeah.
kind of just. But I mean, I like
That's a
her.
good point.
Laura Allen,
you know?
she's good.
It's a good
I
point.
would have
She
liked to
is
see
like
the
that.
girl on. I mean, I keep talking about Flash Forward, but that mother, the one who played the lead female counterpart to the lead, she was good. I think that would have been like, I don't know, just this woman is. I'm not the believable factor for
She
for
may-
his
she
for
may
his
grow
character
on you.
because he's so fun to watch, and he gets.
Yeah.
I like when he gets mad. I like when he's sort of upset. Like, I'm just gonna come to therapy as long as they make me show up. I like that about him.
Yeah, I like
But
that too.
her, she's not matching up for me.
Yeah.
I like the kid though. The kid is good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the,
speaking of
getting,
him-
Yeah, getting back to Rex. Oh,
You're
did
probably
you,
gonna say the same thing.
about his
The
talk in
monologue,
car.
yeah, in
yeah,
the car. That was. He basically said to his tennis instructor that he would have rather his mom been there. He would have rather his dad died.
And
It
it-
wasn't basically. That's exactly what
Yeah.
he said. That's-
And
That's exactly what
he
he
said,
said.
but what's interesting about what he said is that he said he feels terrible
feels
about
bad
it, but
about
he
it.
keeps thinking it. And it's, to me, I don't know about you guys, but I was a really rebellious kid when I was younger. So it's kind of reminiscent of my younger years when I had, like, we all had a different way of thinking back then. You know, we
Right.
feel like as we've gotten older, our thinking's evolved and it's changed. You know, like back then we were like really selfish kids, you know, and that's what Rex is going through because he's still that teenager.
Right.
what
Right.
I found really interesting about that is, he, you know, feels really awful about that, but he has a very clear choice in his mind. I would rather have my mom. Whereas Britton lives in this split reality where he doesn't want to make a choice. He's not gonna. So, you know, he goes back to like it goes back to the pilot where he says, you know, I'm willing to sacrifice my sanity, basically, if I can hold on to both of them.
Yeah.
So, I think it. Oh, go ahead.
If Rex is, I think this might be a clue, perhaps, because would Britton dream of maybe he's paranoid and maybe he feels like his son really would want his mom and not him, and you know, a son probably, you know, could feel like that, of course, but looking at it in a perspective of maybe it's a clue, maybe Britton's paranoid, he's going to sleep at night dreaming that, oh God, my son would rather have his mother here and I should have died. It could be a reflection of his own guilt when his son has a conversation like that, because if it's in the dream, Britton's making this all up.
Yeah.
So, you know, perhaps it's his guilt. If not, I totally can see the son wanting the mom, because as a kid, I mean, I'm so close with my dad now and I'm close with my mom, but I was really close with my mom when I was younger, and as I get older, you know, I grow closer with my dad. So as a kid, you can't really appreciate your dad maybe as much because he's not hands-on or something, and so I can see that definitely being reality. But I could also see it being his dream.
What's the thing with the tennis instructor being so good looking also? Is that like something we're
I
gonna
think
see?
they eventually will.
I was
hook up.
watching it. You talk about relationships with parents. I watched it with my mom, and my mom was like, "That instructor is just way too good looking. He's totally gonna be able to like. Would he be cheating though?
Yeah,
That's so weird to me.
Yeah.
I swear I wrote that down for my notes. Like, ethically, is he gonna be like, if he did, let's just say, have a relationship with her in that reality, in the green reality, is that cheating?
Well, yeah, because
For him,
He's
it is.
aware of what's going. Like
For
he-
him, it is.
For him,
Yeah.
it is because he thinks that's his reality.
And it's like
Yeah.
the most interesting character we've seen on TV because he's able to have his wife, he's able to
Have his cake and eat it, too.
His son, but in his son's world, he doesn't. He sort of mourns. Like it's the craziest character I've seen. I mean, that's what I feel like
I'm
these
so
episodes.
glad you're becoming a believer
I'm
and awake.
I'm awake. I'm awakening myself.
Awakening.
And getting back to that guilt that you guys were talking about that Britton has, like I just realized it when Evans was actually talking to him. That's his hubris. You know, that's his like weakness. That's going to be his downfall.
What is it? The inability to forgive himself.
Yeah, his
That's what
guilt.
she said.
He's so guilty that perhaps one of the reasons why these realities are created is because he doesn't want to lose either one of his family members. He doesn't want to lose.
And it's
his
the
wife
typical
or
case
his
of
son.
survivor's guilt.
Mhm.
You know, a friend I know was just in a car accident, and the kid who was with him, who I also knew, was killed by a drunk driver. And so now my friend is living the living one, and he's going through that survivor's guilt because he was driving. He didn't do anything wrong. They were hit by a drunk driver, but you really struggle with that, and it messes you up all sorts of ways. You know, should I have been the one to go? Am I worthy to stay? And so Britain definitely has major guilt. But the when Cooper hit them to get them out of the car, I like that. I thought that was a good way to initiate, because you know it was a surprise to the audience.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because you're thinking, oh, car accident. Oh wait, nope. Murder.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
But what was interesting about that point is, about that scene rather, was that when they were stopping for like a driveway, and there were a couple of cars coming out of it, and it didn't look like that was an intersection. It didn't even look like that was of course, you know,
Right.
of course, if we didn't have them stop there, it wouldn't have progressed the plot.
Yeah.
But it was just kind of funny how they was just like they were stopping, and they had the right of way, and they were letting other cars.
I have
Right.
another question.
Right.
The, the wife seems to know that he sort of struggles with this. Does the son know at all?
Oh yeah.
The wife dismisses it though, right? In that world.
He told the wife about it, but then I think he stopped telling her.
He did. And he told the
So-
son too, but
Oh, he did?
I think he did. He
Oh, I
alluded
didn't
to
know
that,
he
didn't
told
he?
his son.
I really wish
Oh.
that Rex was more open to his father's expression, because we always see that typical son angst with the father, and I think that Britain really seems so genuine when he tries to connect with the son, and I think we've only seen Rex maybe once let his guard down and let his father in, and I think that was actually in further episodes. I don't think
And the
it was
video
in.
tonight, I mean, obviously, when his back is against the wall and he thinks he's gonna die.
Right,
then
it's
yeah,
the only
you
time
know.
we see him being vulnerable.
Yeah.
But I just want him to open up to his dad, because his dad is really trying his best.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
But I'm jumping forward. I'm trying not. I'll
No,
hold
that's
off, 'cause-
okay.
Kristen, while you're jumping
Good.
forward,
Good
you,
stuff.
you were telling me this great information about Amazon. I yearn for a little bit more right at this moment. It's just
Oh, why? What a segue, Ronnie. We are smooth here at AfterBuzz. I buy things on Amazon. Why? Because I'm lazy. I am lazy, and you know what? That means I get to sit behind my computer, and I don't have to go out and actually purchase something in the store with clothes on.
I
While
do
you're
that
watching,
too.
Yeah.
While you're watching AfterBuzz.
Well, you're watching AfterBuzz.
You can also make purchases.
Exactly.
Watching or listening.
Yeah, yeah. I just bought a phone charger that was actually like $20 cheaper than it was at Target on Amazon.com for my new iPhone. And so all I did was clicked on the AfterBuzz website, and then I clicked the Amazon link, and it took me over to Amazon to buy my product. But the benefit in doing that is that you guys help us here at AfterBuzz, because we're here all the time doing these shows, and the one thing that we love you guys to do is comment. But now we would love if you guys are going to buy anything on Amazon to just simply quickly type AfterBuzzTV.com and then click on the logo for Amazon, because then we get some benefits, which is so good, because we've been working so hard.
we get the benefits with iTunes, we get the benefits with Amazon, and then I think it is cool because we're interacting with listeners a lot more. And so one of the Twitterers, I won't give out their handle just yet, was asking me like, "Oh, I would love to get Anna a gift." So I'm like tying it all together. I'm like, "Well, if you want to get her a
Oh.
gift, I
Amazon.
don't really care what you get her necessarily, but get it through the AfterBuzz website on Amazon."
Yeah.
So sort of working, and you know,
Pretty
Anna's
easy
gonna
too. I mean, if
Anna's
you're
gonna end up with
watching
a gift at
AfterBuzz.
the end of the day.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
gift.
wondering if this is real or if this is just...
I think it's Ronnie.
This is the
You
real-
know how people say, "I had a friend who."
This
No,
is
it's
not the
actually
green world or the red world. This is the AfterBuzz world.
Which is just a really bright colored
That
fun
is-
world.
This is the yellow world.
Yes, yeah. Yellow and black.
Yellow.
Okay, well, I really like shoes and
So yeah,
handbags.
get Anna shoes
Yeah.
through AfterBuzz and click on
Yeah.
our Amazon logo, and you guys will.
There
just,
it is.
And that goes for all of you listeners. Just
Yeah.
saying. Okay. It's weird.
No. It's perfect.
It is. It's fantastic. Thanks, Ronnie, for my shoes. So
Thanks, Amazon.
Red
Thank
world,
you,
green world.
AfterBuzz.
So what's the
So in
next?
the red world.
Yeah, so in the red world, there's there's a fundraiser going on, and Hannah's taking care of that. She's going to be speaking, right? And
Yeah.
there's a new position that's going to be created in Rex's honor, because obviously in the red world he's dead.
right.
And this is where he worked. I mean, he worked as a
Yeah, that's where he
counselor.
volunteered.
Yeah.
This
right?
is where Hannah saw him become the man that he would become.
Would
Yes.
become.
Saw a glimpse of the man that he
So
would become.
touching.
That was really touching, actually.
It was.
Here's another example. I know we've discussed this before, and I can't recall whether it's been earlier or later episodes, but it doesn't matter because it's a continuous.
It's just a
theme.
hodgepodge now.
Yeah, that too. But Hannah and Britton are never in the same room together around other people. They never have interactions with new people, or they just always seem to be in the house together.
That's true. It's very rare for
Yeah.
them.
Yeah. And I really I can't think of one time, because there was that time, but we argued about it, about whether or not they were.
With the friend.
With the kid,
Right.
Colin.
Yeah.
Right? Or Cole.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
the
Did
kid.
that already happen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It happened in episode 2.
Two.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
So even then, he didn't really speak directly to Britain, and so it's just kind of questionable whether or not both of them were there. But this is just another example. Like, this is a big deal. You would think that Britain would want to escort Hannah there, and yet he wasn't there. And
But
For the
he
whole
wasn't
fundraiser.
there
Right.
for a good reason, a valid reason, I think, in his world, in his mind. You know, he went back to the red reality on purpose because in the green reality, Cooper is killed before he can tell Britain where Rex is.
right.
So basically, he's like, I have to go back to the red reality to find Cooper because he's alive in the red reality in prison. So he goes to prison, finds Cooper, sits him down, talks to him. So I understand why he wouldn't make it to the fundraiser. He didn't want to go.
Yeah,
anyway,
he had to
though.
drive. He had to drive for 2 hours to
But
go
yeah.
to Tehachapi, which is in Santa Barbara County. It's way far up north. Well,
But
from
what-
LA.
What about you missed your son's soccer game or you missed your son's t-ball game, but is it appropriate for him to miss his son's fundraiser
Yeah.
for this?
But in his head, he's thinking he has to save his son's
does.
life on the other side. So I get
What
why
was his
it's so
justification? Did
important.
he have a justification to
Oh,
his
to
wife?
his
as to
wife?
why
There's
he
a
No, he
kidnapped
just-
He
him?
said
yeah.
that
He
there
just
was
said the
he said that
kidnapping.
there was a
Kidnapping.
kidnapping, but he didn't say.
And
Yeah.
from a male's perspective, it's
It's a husband
so,
napping. It's like
it's-
taking the husband and he's no longer available. I don't know. I would have been a little bit more
She wasn't
adamant
mad.
that someone else could. I just don't find that realistic. You know,
Yeah.
this is our son just passed away. I'm sorry I cut you off, but it's
Oh
just,
no, it's okay.
our
Yeah.
son just passed away, and this is a major tragedy. I'm trying to deal with it, and I need your support.
No, for
it was
sure.
weird that I just found that very strange.
She
Well,
was very
see-
just like again the same.
Yeah, like on
She's like,
ecstasy.
Oh, she was
"Okay."
mad.
She's just on
She-
painkillers. It's
she
just
was
like
mad
lots of
at
him.
painkillers.
Are you
She
sure?
she shoved him. Didn't she have like a little touch where she
A
like shoved him
little?
away, like get away from me.
Yeah, but I mean,
But that's something, because
Yeah.
normally she's
That's
she's
at
not
least a
like
little-
that. You know, she
yeah.
was pretty angry, I thought, and if I felt like I was in Brighton's position, you know, like I've had times like that where, you know, as a male, like I have to like lie to my spouse for the greater good.
Right.
And in this case with Brighton, it's absolutely greater good because he has to save his son in the other reality because his son's alive. His wife doesn't understand, but it's the greater good.
no,
you know?
I get, you know, we get it from
Yeah,
his
yeah.
side, but
Yeah,
I
yeah.
get what you're saying as well because if I was married and you know I was in the situation, I wouldn't be so easygoing about it.
Yeah.
Like, oh no, I'm angry.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, this
Yeah.
this begs two questions though. The first, this seems to be new behavior that he can, at will, like. Well, I did notice he took sleeping pills, but
Yeah.
but now he like knows he can go to sleep and
Mhm.
and go get more information, and so that seems to be new in this episode. And two, what kind of like space-time continuum are they on? Like, if he goes to sleep on Tuesday in the red world, does he wake up and it's still Tuesday in the green
It's a
world?
good question
That
because
hasn't
I
been
don't get it
addressed.
either. It's
a
not.
really
It
good
hasn't been
question.
addressed because sometimes he'll wake up and it'll be the morning.
Right.
But sometimes he'll wake up and it seems like it's the exact same time, just in
Right.
the other reality. So.
So, right. So in theory, like, couldn't he have gone to this fundraiser and, you know?
That's a good
Because
point.
if it's a dream, you can manipulate your dreams to the time that you want it to
Yeah.
be.
Right.
You know, you're not forced
And
to have it be 6 a.m. 'cause
And
it's
since
really-
he knows, like, oh, I can go to bed and go get this information, like,
What do you mean manipulate your dreams, though?
Because there's no time or space when you're in your dreams. That's not a tangible thing. It's not really in our life either. But in all dreams, there is no time or space. You can be here, and then 50 seconds later, you can be 3,000 miles away because you're in your dream. You're making up your reality.
Yeah.
So basically, he can make up the time that he has if he's in a dream with his wife and he needs to go to his son. He can just manipulate that timing. And
And like he could easily go from 3 months,
right,
like he
it's
could
it's
deal
his
with
brain.
he could deal with the pain that he has on Christmas or when the kid dies or the mother dies, whatever, and then just zap to wherever. Yeah,
Right.
Okay, makes sense.
But
Show's
even before
fascinating.
time
this,
travel.
didn't
I'm
it
loving
imply
it.
that he didn't really want to go from the beginning, even before this. I feel like when we first opened the red reality, he's like, oh, today, like he just didn't seem like he
wasn't
really,
feeling it.
Yeah,
Right.
he
Yeah,
probably
that's
was
true.
a little hesitant, but he
like-
didn't want to show it to her.
He's
Yeah.
still alive. Don't worry.
Yeah,
about
he's
it.
like, don't worry. I think that is what, he
Oh,
needs
yeah.
to be a little more empathetic to the fact that
yeah.
That's
his
right.
wife doesn't see his son every day.
Yeah, that's right. Dr. Lee did mention that, like early in the episode, he said to Britain that he hasn't accepted Rex dying, so that's why his this whole like subconscious explanation and stuff is going on with him.
Right.
Well, maybe his wife should just say, "Oh, go tell my son this." That it's just odd. Too
Well,
odd.
he can't tell his wife what's going on.
Well, that's a question.
It's-
Oh, he
it's
can't
odd.
at all.
No,
No.
Because she gets
Oh.
disturbed by
Yeah,
it.
Yeah.
she
Right.
gets too disturbed by it.
so it's like his secret world.
Well, that's grounds for divorce. Then he could get with the tennis instructor, and it could be a whole new world, a yellow world.
Green and red make.
Exactly.
So what else do we have, guys?
I actually wanted to bring up an interesting point with Cooper. Okay, I think in this episode, Cooper actually in a way mirrors Brighton, because he is in jail. He's been convicted of a crime. Okay, that he said he didn't commit. Right? So in his truth, his perspective, he didn't do the crime. Right? Even though the social reality is everybody says that you're guilty, dude. That's why you're in jail.
Right.
Okay, and no one else believes him. Just like Britain. Britain believes that he is living two separate realities. Okay, he can't prove it to anybody, right? And nobody else believes him but himself.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think it was really well written. So
Speaking of written,
yeah, are
we
you gonna?
received a tweet today. Can we talk about that?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I guess this is an appropriate time. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Did
what
you
was his
have?
name?
I do not. Let me see if my internet's working right now. But you can talk about how
Never
nice he
mind.
was.
No, one of
Do
the
you wanna-
writers from
oh.
the show actually tweeted all
I
of
got
us.
him. I got him. Leonard Chang.
Yeah, and he just said thanks for watching, and I
Oh,
thought that
nice.
was pretty cool that
That
he
is
tweeted
very
us.
cool.
Did you see it?
One of the awesome writers. Yeah, he tweeted all of us.
Yeah, he tweeted everybody.
Yeah.
His name's Leonard Chang, and he lives here in L.A. And we've just been tweeting, for weeks. Obviously, we've been watching Awake.
Right.
Everybody check out our AfterBuzz show. We're gonna be watching, and we're gonna be talking about it live tonight. And I've seen, it's so funny because within the past few weeks that I've been looking at Awake stuff, I've seen his face, but I've been like, oh, who's this dude? Why is he coming up with Awake stuff? And I didn't investigate further, but he's actually a specific writer for the show.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So I started following him now, and I just congratulated him, and I said, dude, you kick butt, man. Good
Yeah,
job writing
No kidding. No kidding.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool.
Hey.
Pretty cool tweet.
If you'd like to come in,
Yes.
we'd be more than happy to have you as a
Yeah, I
guest,
think I
so.
tweeted him that too. Like,
Yeah.
we want to see you here. Come
Yeah.
talk to us.
Leonard Chang, call in or come in.
Yeah.
We'd love to
And
have you here. in
I
the
think my
studio.
first. Well, you guys probably already. Sean knows a lot. Maybe knows the answer. Is this the person, one of the people that were instrumental in coming up with the idea, or is this based off a book? Like, where does this come
You
from?
know what?
Who comes up with this?
The original creator was Kyle Killen, and he's still on the credits every time.
Yeah, and he's producing as well.
Yeah.
And he produces it. Yeah, he's the executive producer. And Leonard Chang, I guess, is one of the writers who, who's like, obviously
Staff
Kyle
writer.
Killen can't write everything all the time. I'm sure he wrote the initial, like maybe first few episodes of pilot for sure. But Leonard Chang, he does. It just says on his site that he writes for Awake.
Very nice.
It's awesome.
Very nice. Very cool. Well, yeah, definitely come in and call and tell your friends that you work with about us and have them
Yeah.
come in and get the
Have
whole
them
gang
tell
going.
friends and
Just buzz about it.
yeah,
You know?
just keep on buzzing.
Keep on buzzing.
Keep on buzzing. Yeah.
So what were the doctor or the therapists or the psychiatrists weren't really that instrumental in this episode, were they? We really
Not
only
really.
saw Dr. Lee.
We saw Dr.
Really?
Evans.
She, yeah, we
once.
One very
Yeah,
briefly
very
towards the
briefly.
end.
yeah. I feel like when we're missing them from the episode, I think we're missing a little direction or a little clarity or a little what's going on with his mind, because when we see him talking to therapists, we see him opening up and we see his brain at work. So when he's not using the therapist as a vehicle to talk to us, we're really missing a piece of him. So I wish we saw a little bit more of the doctors, because I like their perspectives.
Maybe it was just me, because I have poor eyesight, but it seemed like in the beginning scene when he was talking to Dr. Evans that in like the reflection in the computer monitor that he was in the room by himself,
Ooh.
which
Oh,
may
that's
have been
Interesting.
like a
Interesting
hint.
point.
So I don't know
That's
if
a good
anybody else
observation.
noticed or didn't notice.
Wow, that would be such a cool small clue to find.
Yeah.
Pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Well, we'll go back. Everybody go back.
Right.
Everybody look
Yeah.
and see, and we'll
Definitely will do that.
yeah. But then I had another theory about this, though, is that both realities have to be real because there's so much that happens without Britain there. And I know sometimes, like, I'll have dreams that are, like, yeah, it's like a movie. Like, I have nothing to do with it. I'm just kind of watching it happen. But there's just so much that goes on, so many details, without Britain being anywhere in the scene. I mean, both realities have to be real, and they have to be linked on some level.
Yeah, I mean, for a world to perpetuate itself, there has to be action happening without your brain controlling it.
Right.
But like we said, I don't know if Lauren said it earlier or who said it, but no, did you say it? Oh gosh, I don't know.
What is it?
I can't even remember now.
Was it earlier today or like
No, just
previous
a
episodes?
little while ago
okay.
when we were talking about how when he's dreaming, he's not meeting anyone else, or there's
Oh,
no
she.
real
Oh,
other
yeah,
Anna brought that
Anna,
up.
yeah,
Yeah.
there's no real other involvement with
Especially with the
people.
wife.
people aren't really meeting each other,
Right.
and he's never out and about with it.
Right.
So that contradicts that clue of what you were just saying. So I don't know.
He does interact. I mean, he interacts with people. But when I feel like in the Red world with his wife, that's so true. Like, we've never seen the two of them speak to anyone.
Right,
when
exactly.
they're together.
Right.
Which makes you think it's, like you said, like a controlled, the subconscious of what he wants, because he's getting into this dream and he's going right to the wife. He's not interacting with other people. That's interesting. I feel like we need to call a dream reader or something at some point. Just to,
Yeah.
Get us.
That would
I
be
mean,
great.
it's just-
Psychica in here.
this show's like
That would be
throwing me
fun.
for loops just listening to you guys. Anyway, back to you. Sorry.
No. That's what we do here.
Well, I mean, I don't know. It's still obviously up in the air. Is it real? Is it a dream? Are they both real? Are they
Very
both dreams? What's
How
going on?
about the lady in the
Very up in the
preview? Was I watched the pilot and they said this season on Awake, the lady that goes, "Oh, don't think we're not always watching him." What is that, you guys?
Now
I'm so I'm
another
like, so
aspect.
that would tell me, Ronnie, crazy Ronnie, who's just like watching and DVRing and stopping it 100 times because it's so compelling. I would say, so they are real. So this is actually real, Both
think-
worlds are real. I don't.
That kind of alludes to a conspiracy that could be going on from the accident that initially, the accident that killed possibly one or the other.
And you're referring to the captain, right?
Yeah, he's referring to
Yes.
the captain. But we don't know yet. I think in the coming episodes we will find out a little bit more, but I don't know.
Yeah.
So it could be maybe they injected him with some kind of crazy drug, and
Maybe he's gonna wake up a giraffe.
Who
Who knows?
maybe.
Well, does
You
that
just
wrap up
never know.
I was
this,
gonna say, yeah.
this
maybe,
episode? We could do commercial and come back with news
yeah,
or whatnot.
we'll talk a little news and
Let's do
gossip.
a commercial.
Yeah, let's go to
right now.
commercial. We'll be back.
Want to find out what the AFTERBUZZ is about?
Janice is a drama queen.
This is the divide that is going to carry the series.
Give us a call. 424-256-1729. 424-256-1729.
It's television, and they want it to be as dramatic as possible.
I mean, it's Shakespearean.
You never know what goes on behind closed doors.
Find out why AFTERBUZZ TV is the #1 source for after-show content.
Now, in the eyes of Jimmy, Nucky is a villain.
424-256-1729. 424-256-1729.
I mean, who would you guys rather hear that from? Your husband or your best friend?
The wig! The wig will come out. That wig.
When the TV show is over, get your AFTERBUZZ on.
Oh,
We're back.
We are back.
We're back. I have one quick thing for news and gossip, if that's
Yeah.
One quick thing is better than no quick thing.
that's great.
Baby girl.
AFTERBUZZ TV News.
Start that ticker.
So since the show aired, there's been talk about it being canceled, which is such a shame because it's such a great show. But Sky Atlantic, which which I guess is a UK show or UK
Network.
network.
Periodical?
Thank you. Periodical network. Has picked it up. So they will premiere Awake on their network on Friday, May 4th.
Excellent.
So that is hopeful that, it's picking up interest in other parts of the world. Maybe the U.S. can still keep it as well. But if not, it at least is traveling across the globe. So
that's good news.
So that's all the news I have for now.
I have one thing. I like to talk about a character every episode, and Steve Harris plays Detective Bird. And just quickly, some facts about him. He is from Chicago. He's a Midwest boy.
And he was so good on
Like
the
me.
practice. Sorry.
Yes.
Yep.
We
So,
obviously
love
know
The
him from the
Practice.
practice. I mean, he is
Ronnie sure does.
a veteran of television
Good.
drama. So obviously the practice, Law and Order, Grey's Anatomy, Homicide, Life on the Street. He was a football player in high school, and wanted to be a professional athlete and tore his ligament in his ankle.
Ouch.
So went to school for drama, and now look, I mean, we have him all over our television screens, and he
And
was
in movies too.
and in movies, and he was nominated for 6 NAACP awards, and he's an Emmy and SAG Award nominee as well. So he's definitely credible when it comes to his acting. He's really good.
I loved him in
really good
in
guy.
The Rock.
Oh, he was in The Rock too.
Where he was so young.
That's
and
one
he
of your
was-
favorite movies.
And it is. It's one. I've seen that movie like 20 times, and he was a punk sniper marine who wanted to gut Nick Cage. He was so awesome.
Wait,
I
isn't that
remember
reality? Isn't
that.
that like real world? I know many people want to gut Nick Cage, but AfterBuzz exclusive.
So that was it. Yeah.
Boom, boom, boom.
AfterBuzz.
I love that, Ronnie. That's my favorite sound effect.
Shall we make some predictions?
Do it to it.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Well, I feel like we will see more characters that are going to be facing ethical situations in the coming episodes. Obviously, that makes it much more interesting. With should I, escape? Should I stay and go do process and whatever? Like Cooper had the choice of doing this episode. And then I feel like we're gonna have a lot of characters that are gonna be facing different realities and lying to themselves in different ways, and that subtly mirror Brighton's situation.
Similar to
Today's
Cooper.
episode.
Yeah,
Yeah.
similar to Cooper.
I'm so horrible with predictions. I'm just not good at them. I'm always wrong. I want to see kind of where the tennis instructor goes. It would be interesting if she had something to do with the conspiracy.
Oh, wow.
If we just, if any character that's in these episodes leading up to the finale, any of the ones that we've met that kind of didn't seem like they would play an important role.
Like, is she too close, and why is she so
Yeah.
nice? All that.
Like
Yeah.
maybe she's keeping an eye on the sun or something.
Yeah, I
That'd be
think that
insane.
would be kind of good. So we shall see. I'm horrible at predictions, but yeah.
This is maybe more like a hope rather than a prediction, but I feel it's close enough. That Britain, the character that he plays, we discussed, it's a weird character. It's an interesting character that he is living these two realities, and he has to hold on to both of them. I hope that is challenged in every episode, and that they don't just bring in a bunch of different cop show angles. I think Dexter does a really good job of doing that. Just challenging who Dexter is as an individual, and I hope they do that with Britain. I think that would be great.
Yeah, I think most strong shows have really strong character development of the main character, and I think focusing on just crime aspects doesn't build his character. We need to see we need to see so many internal struggles to completely be on his side the way we are with Dexter.
Yeah.
So, but I really don't have any predictions, seeing as I'm awkward about kind of knowing that I've seen episodes already. So I don't want to do an unwarranted
Plus, you're in the red world,
prediction.
green world, you're in the yellow, blue world, you're just all over. But no, listen, my thing is, I like that his job is so intriguing. You know, what is he, a detective?
Yeah, he's a detective.
I think that's so perfect. Like, he has to be a detective. He couldn't be a school teacher. He had to be something that sort of plagues your mind. I mean, I'm not blanketing all detectives as weird guys or nothing like that, or
we talked about that on.
I think okay, well then agreeing with you, I think that is a really cool and good choice.
Yeah, he's a detective in his own personal life and as well in his job. You know, he has to be a guy who's looking for clues.
Right.
Otherwise, he wouldn't really be he wouldn't be as good at searching for the truth if he wasn't a detective.
And also being around other detectives who are looking at him with a scrutinizing eye.
Yeah.
Antagonistic towards him.
Yeah, that too.
And almost like he's able to just put something really bad that happened, and he could almost what is the word?
Compartmentalize.
Yeah, I don't know if we've already said this, because I don't know if I'm in red, green world, or yellow world. I'm working on that. So I don't know. It's good. It's a good show, you guys. Really good stuff. Where can they find you online, though? On like Twitter?
All right. Well, I'm your host, Anna Koppel. You can find me on Facebook under the same name. You can also follow me on Twitter at Koppel for Mayor, KOPPELFORMAYOR.
And you guys can find me in bed tonight because I'm really tired and
better be staying
fully
awake
clothed,
for the next
though.
episode.
I wear this to bed. Yes, I will. I'll make it through the next episode that we'll be doing coming right up. But also look for me on Twitter at Kristen Carney, KRISTENCARNEY.
And you guys can find me on Twitter. Follow me at I actually changed my @ sign. It's at Sean_Overman. A little bit easier to find me now.
Very nice.
Cool. And you can find me on Twitter, Lauren's. Just waiting for the plug. Lauren's Love. LUV is the love. So, that's Twitter. Anna?
All right. Well, thank you all for joining us. Please remember to rate and comment, and buy things on Amazon.com through AfterBuzz TV. We'll see you
From
later.
Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.